Hello everyone, welcome to Jacqs Scraps. Thank you for joining me today. I am Jackie, and I wanted to share this find that I found at the local thrift store. It's a Viz Ed German vocabulary card set, and it says Dayton, Ohio on here, which is pretty cool because that's for us local Ohioans. That's pretty neat. It was $2 at the store when I purchased it, but look here, you guys, it was $1.85 to purchase back in the day, whenever that was. There is no year on here, so I can't really tell, but it's funny that it was $1.85 then and I paid $2 for it now. So in the box, this is how it comes. Like I said, there's no year or notes or anything else with it, and I took the time to sort them by each card has a number on them. So you'll have a number up in the corner here, 149. The word is poet. It gives you some definition of what the word means, and then when you flip it over, it has the number again and the German spelling and pronunciation and definitions as well. It goes from 1 to probably 999. I'm not certain. I sorted them by less than 100, 100, 200s, 300s, 400s, and so on. But I didn't actually, like, look, I've just found a 991, so I imagine there's a 999. So that's quite a lot. And then you also got a big stack of these that were just blank, where you could create your own, vocabulary cards, which would be neat if you're trying to learn it. And then it also came with these blue cards, which I used as dividers, and so did they. So this was kind of a fun find, and I thought it would be great for journaling and all the other crafty things that we create. And so in honor of National Scrapbook Day, I took some of the cards and scanned them in and created a page for you. So there's 7 cards. This is the English version, and next to it is the German version. And I thought we would go ahead and create something with this. I will have this link down below where you can get it for free on my Dropbox. So when you print these out, you'll notice that they already have some aging on them, because you can clearly tell the difference between the white page and the cards themselves. So that'll be great that they already have some aging on them. So when we cut them out, you can actually use that as lines to guide you when cutting them. So I'm lining up the cards on the edge of where the color difference is. So we're going to cut off all the white around it. Need to cut off a little more here, I think. It's hard to tell. Now for the next part of cutting, we don't want to cut down the middle, because then you have to paste them together individually. So what we want to do is turn it on its side and cut long ways, using this line on the first card as your guide all the way through. So there may be a little bit off, but you can always fix that by inking the cards. Okay, so we're lining up this card here to cut. So it will look like this. You'll have the American or English and then the German over here. I'll go ahead and cut the rest of these down and come back for the next step. Okay, now that they're all cut out, what we want to do is score them or just fold them. If you don't have a bone folder, you can always use the back of your scissors or whatever you might have, or just fold them on your own without anything. It's not that much here, so it's not going to make too big of a difference. So again, you can use the lines from the coloring of the cards to help guide you into where to score them, or you can always do the little cheat, put the 2 pages together and do a little pinch at the top. And then we're going to burnish once it's folded over. Okay? Okay, now that we've got them all scored, this is what they look like. Now you'll notice that I didn't make them flip this way because mainly when we are creating journals or whatever, when we tuck something in somewhere, we pull it out and we immediately go like this. We don't pull it out and then think to flip it this way. So I made it so that it would be easier for what we typically use them for. And I also checked, and other flashcards are now this way rather than this flipping this way. Now when you get these prepared, you'll probably notice there's some writing on some of the cards. I left them there for authenticity. I don't know if it means the number of syllables or what, but I didn't want to take away from the actual card, so you'll see those on there. So the next thing you can do once you have them all glued together is use some distress ink. This is Vintage Photo, and go around the sides of the cards, both front and back. Or you could use any other color that you want. Maybe you're working on a project that has a different color. So there you have it, our German vocabulary cards. To begin our project, we're going to use DCWV double-sided cardstock stack, and I've chosen the pink color. I've cut down a piece of the pink cardstock to 2.5 by 2.5 inches, and I'm going to place it in our We Are Memory Keepers Precision Press Advanced. I am using some stamps from Hampton Arts, and they have crafty sayings on them, and I've chosen Caution Woman Crafting. So we're going to adhere that onto the cardstock. Using our press, we're going to push down to make sure that's all aligned. Then we're going to use our Versa marks and put that all over the stamp. And then I'm going to use the powder tool, and this keeps embossing powder where it needs to be and away from the places that it doesn't need to be, in short. Okay, so I'm pressing down here to get the Versamark onto the cardstock, and you can see it there, kind of a reflection of it. Now I'm going to use this Zing embossing powder that I picked up from Tuesday Morning. It is purple with glitter in it, and it is the first time that I'm using it, so we're going to get to see how fabulous it is. So we pour this over the Versamark on the card, and then we take it and shake it off. If you see any loose glitter in places that don't need to be, you can always use a brush to brush it away. And now I'm just going to use my Derice heat tool to finish the embossing, and this is what it looks like in the end. So I'm going to take my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper and use the 1/2 inch and chomp all of the corners. Next, I'm using Pink Paisley Whimsical by Paige Evans, and I've chosen this decorative page with all of the crafty goodies. On the edge of each page, there is a bit of a rough edge when you tear it out of the book, so I've decided to cut that off before actually cutting the size of the paper that we need. So what we will be doing is cutting at 2.5 inches wide, and we're leaving the length at 6 inches to create our decorative page there. And we will be using the 1/4 of an inch to round each of the corners on this piece. Next, we're just taking a scrap piece of black paper. It's cardstock. We're going to cut it down to 3 inches in length and 3/4 inch in width. I'm getting great use of my We Are Memory Keeper cutter here in this project. So here we're going to use the 1/4 of an inch again to cut down the corners on this piece. Now we're going to take the DCWV cardstock and we're going to cut this down to 3 inches in length by 2.5 inches in width. You'll see that I started with the 3 by 3 and then I cut it down to 3 by 2.5. Next, I'm using my Tim Holtz ruler. We're going to take the 0 and find the center of this piece of cardstock. At the 0 center, we will make a mark on the paper, and then we will take the ruler and go from one corner, starting with the left, and going down at a diagonal to the center mark that we made at the center of the bottom of the paper, and then doing the same on the right. What you're doing is creating a V on the cardstock with your pencil. Now we're going to cut off the excess that we don't need, so we are ending up with a triangle when we get done cutting this down. And there you have it. Next, we're using this great glitter paper that I got at Pat Catan's. Christine, I am finally using it. So we're going to take a strip of that glitter paper. We're going to cut it down to 3 inches in length and 3/4 inch of a width. It is so glittery. Just look at that. I love it. Okay, we're cutting down the corners at 1/4 of an inch. We're going to adhere this to the black piece that we cut earlier. This will just make the glitter paper stronger, and that's the main reason for doing it. Next, we're going to take the triangle, align it to the strip of glitter paper that we had, and then on the side where it's at an angle, we're going to use our pencil to mark that on the glitter paper. So you end up with like a small triangle. So here I'm just making sure that it fits the way I want it to, and it looks good. So we'll take the paper off and get that stuck on the end there. My son's talking in the background. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I think his door got opened by the kitty. Next, we're using glitter paper that's from Jot at the Dollar Tree, as well as Crafter's Companion die. And I'm using this to create a ragged or edgy border. So here I'm just trying to, I've already run it through my die cutting machine, and I'm trying to get it off of the glitter paper. So that's what it looks like once the die is actually off of the paper. Now we're going to align the straight edge with the bottom edge of the decorative paper. So here we're just going to make sure that the bottom of the two, the glitter paper and the decorative paper, are aligned there, and we're going to cut off any of the edges around the corner. And there you have it. Next, we're going to apply glue to the triangle piece, and probably about maybe 1/8 of an inch on the paper, and then apply it to the back side of the decorative paper. Next, we're going to take the black glimmer paper, and we're also going to glue that to the top of the decorative paper. Do you like my little subliminal messages? I was having fun doing that. Again, I'm applying glue about 1/4 of an inch on the top just to make sure that it's adhered pretty good. And then I'm aligning the decorative paper within the glitter paper. Next, we're going to take our pink Caution Woman Crafting and add glitter to the front side of that, and then adhere that to the back of the black glitter paper. Make sure that the pink and the decorative paper are all in alignment. And there you have it. It's a crafty pencil. You guys, I just came up with this idea off the fly. I made up all the measurements and everything, and it was so fun. I'm glad to see it came out as well as I thought. I recently bought some Halloween washi tape at Packetans again. Of course, I had to go back. And I found this great Caution tape, and I had to have it. So I put that on the back because I thought it was funny because it says Caution Woman Crafting. So next, what I decided to do was, with our German vocabulary cards, I did use the Distress Ink Oxide Wilted Violet to go around the vocabulary card. And now I'm just using a sticker from the Whimsical Pink Paisley set and adding that here to the side with the joy on it. Next, I'm going to punch holes in the actual pencil as well as the card to adhere it together. This is just a normal paper punch, office paper punch. I'm using embroidery thread to tie it onto the pencil. And here I'm kind of just measuring out where I want it. I want it to be around the black glitter paper so that it kind of hangs there. I recently saw pens that had dangles on them, and I thought that was cute. So that's kind of where I picked up that idea of having something dangle from it. So now that we got that tied pretty good, we're going to cut off the extra string there. And there you have it, everyone, our National Scrapbooking Day project, a crafty pencil and German vocabulary cards. I hope you like that project. It was fun to create. Well, that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this lovely freebie as well as this cute little making of a craft. And I hope you enjoy National Scrapbooking Day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.